we are getting ready for Virginia Tech versus CU. On the red side, we have Virginia Tech. They came in year 1, 2021 RMNA, took second place. Ever since, they have been second fiddle, bridesmaid but never the bride, to the University of Washington. Now finally fighting against a different opponent in the finals. Is it finally their time? Is it finally their year to take the crown? From Virginia Tech, it's Robo Grinder!
Prepare your teams.
So that was actually the RoboMaster RMUC call out, if I'm not mistaken. I heard the prepare your teams before. I've seen that before. Anyways, as we start to transition to the other side here, in the blue corner, hailing from the mountainy town of Boulder, coming to the apex of their competition season, all the way out from losers, we have CU Robotics!
In the middle of the map, meeting for not the first time, not the second time,
But
gosh dang it,
time this competition.
Howard and Jack are team captains.
What an exciting match we're about to see here, guys. If you're here for Virginia Tech, give it up. Round of applause for VT if you're wanting them to win now. And for those of you who are here rooting for CU, let's hear a giant round of applause for them as well. Man, Preston, I'm just absolutely thrilled. This is going to be such a close match. Oh, gosh, I am getting goosebumps, dude.
All right, reminder, Chad, I know it's been a couple hours. Maybe you've eaten since then, and that's caused you to forget. Because, as Char mentioned, CU playing from the losers bracket in true double elimination fashion. If CU can continue the trend today of the 2 versus 3 upsets, they will need to beat Virginia Tech in 2 matches, 2 best-of-3 matches, in order to be crowned the champion.
Absolutely, Preston. I think the even more incredible thing here is that this is one of the first times I feel like when I've watched RMNA that I'm like, oh, this absolutely could go to a grand finals reset. It'll be the first time in history if that happens. And personally, I kind of want to see it a little bit just because, you know, more RoboMasters, more games. We all want to see more of this kind of stuff. This competition is so fun. There's so much going on in this kind of competition. I think that this is the stuff that, you know, this is where legends are made. This is where dreams are born. The 5th year of RoboMaster. What an amazing event so far. So many firsts we've seen this year. So many teams have climbed out and performed so well. I feel like as a region, we've grown so much this year. And here we see the Robo Grinder flag in the audience. Absolutely amazing. Going through now some more Go Hokie Robo Grinders as well. Excited to see them come and meet grind as much as they can on the CU Robotics team.
I love seeing the team shirts in the audience. You can see the Aggies in the back all in their jerseys still.
Dig 'em.
I see some Purdue vests. I see some CU shirts. I see a couple Robo Grinders in the back on the other side of the field. Heck
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The entire audience packed up for the grand final event of RMNA 2025, our 5th year anniversary at San Diego. Oh. What more can we even say, Preston? What more can we even
Nothing.
say?
The time for talk is over, Char. It is time for Robot Mayhem. It's time to bring on those bots. 3 versus 2. Odds that I would have said before that UW match, I would have said impossible.
Absolutely.
I would have said nothing can be done. But frankly, after watching CU successfully compete against the University of Washington with just 2 bots, I believe in the impossible. I believe in CU's driver's ability to pull this crazy 2v3 out.
Absolutely. We mentioned it before, but we have Rishi and Sam on that standard and hero respectively. They're incredibly solid. They've made some really great plays so far in that UW match and before as well. Sam has made a couple of clutch moments as the hero. Rishi coming out as the standard driver and being able to take out and clean up those early kills as well. They're really good at navigating together as a group. So those two together, I have no worries that they can at least put the fight up to VT. However, VT, no slouch either, with all 3 of their drivers moving as like one unit. I call them the meat grinder personally, chat. That's been my nice, affectionate term for them due to the fact that it truly feels like when you stick your hand in there, those 3 robots just chomp you up and remove your robot into dust. Incredibly difficult to get around that Sentry Hero standard combo, piloted by Howard Zellen and coded by Ethan, if I'm not mistaken.
This will be Virginia Tech's round to lose in my mind. They have the numbers advantage. They're in the winner's bracket. We talked previously before the preparation period about the timeouts that remain, the appeals that remain. Frankly, I don't expect to see any of that out of CU for round 1. You mentioned already the issues were deemed to be too severe. They haven't even brought their Sentry out with them, I believe. Taking a look, though, at Robo Grinder, all 3 bots in the field. That Sentry, the most feared bot in RMNA.
That giant LiDAR tower they're able to localize incredibly quickly and able to find itself on the field anywhere. It can drive all the way around that corner in like lightning fast speed. 3.45 seconds was its fastest time so far. Definitely the quickest bot on the entirety of the field. A menace to society.
Yeah, chat is lamenting a little bit the lack of Sentry from CU. We've said it once, we've said it 1,000 times, but it does bear repeating as we look at the 2 bots feeling a little bit lonely on the side of CU. RoboMasters is a robotics and an esport competition. The robotics portion is done in the entire first year. The esport is now played out here. Your team, the champions, the heroes, whatever you want to call them, the players are driving bots that the team built. And so if you have reliability issues, if you have a malfunction or a breakdown of one of those robots, it is just part of the game. It's part of what your team is prepared for. Unfortunately, none of the teams, I think, this year bringing an extra Sentry. But,
it's a difficult thing to have to bring multiple of. You need to have a really strong,
bot,
absolutely. You need to have a strong compu board to be able to do all that automation by itself. It's getting like 4 or 5 cameras, a bunch of LiDAR stack as well. Very, very difficult to bring out a Sentry and bring out a second one as well. Paying for it alone is just so expensive. We also have to keep in mind, CU does still have one of their technical timeouts remaining, which could be a way for them to reset if they do go down early due to the fact that they have less robots. They could just sit down, think about it, breathe about it, rewatch some footage a little bit, and maybe just think about their game time strategy with that technical timeout, in my opinion. Maybe fix some things as well. Maybe they realize their CV is still not as accurate. I have been told that the CU CV has gotten better against VT due to VT and CU actually exchanging some information together because they wanted to play a close competitive match. VT being very, very gracious. Again, all these teams are incredibly gracious, are incredibly sweet to each other. UW as well, another one that does things like this where they want to make sure they play everyone at their best. We absolutely adore the teams at RMNA. It's a very collaborative event. Keep in mind this is a competition, but it's a collaborative competition. We work together. The whole region wants to grow together, wants to become better together, and I find that to be the most interesting part about RoboMaster North America by far.
CU has called a technical timeout. I was about to jump into a little explanation as to why I thought there'd be no way that they would need a technical timeout for round 1. Typically, you'd save those for when your back is to the wall, when you're in an elimination kind of position. Getting a view from the roaming cam, perhaps an issue with one of the remote controls for those piloted bots. Even though they drive keyboard and mouse, that remote is plugged into the computer, still doing the radio transmission of those controls.
Incredibly unfortunate. The ref is telling us that the switch on the remote itself is actually broken, apparently. So they're unable to switch it on to get power, it seems like.
It'll be interesting to see. It should be I would think you could just take a second remote control and bind it to the controller that's in the bot if you have access to the receiver.
Yes, but
because the receiver just has a button. You just hold that button down, you bind a new DJI controller to it, you're good to go.
It should be that simple, but CU's robots, look at how clean and slick they are as well. I don't see anywhere where you can reach your hand in to get a little controller, right, to touch a little button there and fix that particularly.
We got some cheers in the chat for some VT alum, Farfin. Heck yeah, we've got other VT alum. We always have VT alum here. Virginia Tech, one of those teams that helps supply volunteers to the RoboMaster North America community. Shout out to them. There's a lot of teams participating. You're from NYU, Matt and I from Texas A&M. So many of the volunteers from the University of Washington. Really appreciate them as well. I'm sure I'm missing some. I apologize. Most, if not all, of the teams from the RMNA community do an excellent job of helping support the competition, not only by participating and sharing information, but giving of their time and effort as volunteers as later years.
Absolutely. And now we're starting to initialize the referee system. I'm incredible. Preston, I just keep saying I'm incredibly excited. I am incredibly excited. I think this match is going to be awesome.
That was really quick. I hope they got that issue resolved. I did say they can't do this with one bot. Two is going to be tough.
3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots for the grand finals. First round, CU versus VT.
Oh, no. Colorado University, that hero is not moving, not spinning. I am very concerned. It is all on Rishi from CU as Virginia Tech take the center. Their sentry holding down the center, buffering back and forth between the two corners of the buff point.
VT's hero and sentry both on the central buff point as CU tries to peek them from the top right of your screen in that early blue alleyway, as I like to call it. Looking at that C tag over there.
It did appear that the hero was starting to Beyblade as CU, now peeking the corner in their blue standard, taking heavy fire from that VT sentry down to about half health. CU playing the match well. It is spinning now, the hero of Colorado.
Both CU robots kind of stuck in their base right now, really low level, so it's hard for them to pull out and go against that sentry. The sentry starts at level 10, making it more difficult to actually fight against if you are the infantry in this case. You're only at level 2 at this point, which they're behind the VT infantry because the sentry is copying up a lot of that experience. You share experience with your sentry to your red standard. It makes it trickier to do this kind of stuff.
95, 85, 75, 65. Colorado able to make it back to their base again. I think this is all you can do as CU. You need to keep peeking the corner and then refilling your health, understanding that, as you've said, VT Sentry and Standard will also be sharing XP, getting a lot of levels over on a Red Standard 3. But Blue Standard 3 cannot go in a 1v2, 1v3 without the levels. They're going to try it anyway. They're falling down. They level up. You see the health jump up every time they level up. 65, 55
also halfway
HP.
Leaving. The infantry
wow,
VT does
CU, I mean, maximizing their time on the field. Getting down to about a third, if not a quarter HP before they make it back to base. Still yet to die. Really well played by CU.
Now this is just a standard competition. You're only down one level. Oh no, but the sentry does arrive back. That quick sentry coming back. You're not able to secure the kill on the infantry.
Oh my gosh, Rishi's going for it. He was
has
chasing
to.
down
Rishi
the
has
standard.
to.
He's
taking out the
continuing to
hero.
level up.
Oh my gosh, almost taking
Can
out
he get
the
back to
hero.
base? He needs to be able to make it past the sentry. Down to 150, down to 140, now 70, now 50.
Oh, 36.
36 HP.
Does he make it out? 26,
Blue
6.
Standard 3.
One more shot will do it. One more shot will do it. He survived. No!
CU Standard almost. He made it past the wall and was chased down.
But what an
Virginia
amazing
Tech.
attempt. Gosh, almost got all the way out of range of that sentry.
Luckily, able to make it close enough back to base that I believe the base healing will kick in before Red Standard 3 able to take him down again. It's true. Blue Standard 3 now pushing out again. Level 10 for both infantry bots.
This is still going to be really tricky, Preston. You have the ability to use your standard, but...
Look at the sentry health for VT, though. It's falling. It's so low. It's taken out. CU gets a kill. CU.
But they're so low, and the hero
points.
is chasing them
now.
now.
186.
And
it's
that's
over.
it.
All right, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world for CU. Robo Grinder obviously taking the round. It wasn't close. 1 bot to 3 bots. Honestly, CU Standard performing better than I ever would have guessed. Like, phenomenal performance, really well played, kind of showcasing what teams should have been doing against number disadvantage fights all week long. Peeking the corner, getting those XP levels, and then choosing that time perfectly to dive in and obtain the enemy kills.
Preston, if they just were able to secure that sentry, that standard, or that hero when they first were doing that first dive when they died, unfortunately, as they were getting back to base, I think this game would have gone very differently. That was so close. I think they do that again. I think it's absolutely doable for them to get the next game if they do that again.
Okay, we mentioned at the beginning, because that issue is so resolvable for CU,
Yes.
they've had the duration of the match. They can't work on the bot. It was in the field, right? But hopefully they've fixed the switch. That's something that remote is out of the field. Because it's not a sentry remote, I don't think it has to stay in a box. At the very least, they should have been able to bring another remote to the pit.
Yes, they should be able to bring another remote, and they should be able to change it out for that. They also should have an extra one due to the fact their sentry's not here currently. So hopefully we'll get to see them replace that out, and that hero is going to be able to fire this time. It did have to sit in base and just kind of wait there.
All right, our volunteers going really quick to try to clean up the field. The damage chart from those statistics showing equal damage on either side. It tells two stories, right?
Absolutely.
Obviously, Colorado, Boulder, CU Robotics struggling with only one bot, playing it just about as well as I think you could ever hope. 1 for 1 on kills, but the passive victory points of that central buff point, the sentry for Virginia Tech puts a timer on every single round.
Absolutely.
You either step to VT or you accept the L, but the sentry doesn't let you get away with anything else.
You're 100% correct, Preston. That sentry is going to be sitting on the crown buff point, as we see in the center there, and you have 200 seconds to get it off there, counting down as you take more and more deaths.
All right, Shaq, get ready for round 2. Again, if this goes the way of VT, it will complete the best of 3 and be the final round of the tournament. Virginia Tech poised to be our champions. CU had so many reliability issues in the last week, but oh my goodness, every time their bots are on, they give it their all. They've been able to fight from 2v3s in every possible combination. Now in a 1v3, still punching above their weight class, still bringing it to VT, making it, I mean, it's a competitive match, right? Obviously, the victory points weren't close.
But the standard was getting kills.
Oh, it was.
It killed the VT Sentry. So that we've only seen CU do so far by itself. No backup, no one supporting it. How do you even work in this kind of environment? CU incredibly powerful, even with only the one standard. If they get that hero back online, Preston, this game might switch entirely for them. And it seems like maybe they're getting there. Testing out the hero shooting right now, 25 seconds left on the field to fix it. We're going to now transition over to the Robomaster
I wonder
logo.
which switch was busted on the remote.
I think it was the power switch. Or maybe probably actually one of those top left or top right switches. Yeah, the toggles that turn on flywheels.
So a lot of teams use those exactly for flywheels or spin to win. If it was flywheels, yeah, you're pretty skunked. But if CU, like as a backup, is able to launch projectiles even from the base, Rishi only needed a little bit of help to make that game quite close.
I think that I agree with you. If that hero can just fire, and just fire from the base, supporting like the RHIT tall hero, I think that we see a very different game here. We'll find out, chat, in 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bot.
All right, both CU bots spin up this time at game start. The standard leaving a little bit of gold for that hero makes me anticipate that we should see a 3v2. There we go.
It's bot projectiles, and it's moving. We have a match, folks. CU is going to be doing the peak corner strat again.
Keep your eye on the top left-hand side of the screen. 727 projectiles left for VT's Sentry. Another way that teams have tried to fight in a numbers disadvantage this week is waiting for that Sentry to mag dump across the field.
CU taking those peak shots over there. I like the play there. The hero and the Sentry standard now being able to alternate also makes this a lot nicer for CU. You can do a lot more damage overall. If the hero gets a nice lucky shot, you're able to cycle a bit faster. You're able to get a robot out of the way faster. They're prioritizing the VT hero this time as opposed to the Sentry, and I do also think that that's a good strategy. However, the standard now pulling up to the function, the Virginia Tech standard and Sentry now in the middle instead, 2 versus 2. I do also like the strategy VT is employing here, making sure only 2 robots, so they don't have to worry about a third one. You don't need all 3 of your robots there to be able to defend the center.
Agreed. This is the gameplay I expect to see from CU. They should be doing basically what they did last round, poking early, letting that victory point total get up to 150, maybe even 160, I prefer 150 so that you can both die without immediately losing.
Absolutely.
But you need to choose your time to attack very, very carefully. You need to maximize your XP gains before that moment is made.
Absolutely.
At the same time, you've got to dodge hero shots. One hero shot will absolutely take you out and make this game just unplayable.
We see there that the standard is still pretty low level for the
Blue
CU
standard
side.
3.
But the Virginia
Now
Tech side
healing.
has a really high level
Look
standard.
at the Sentry HP from Virginia Tech getting chunked out by that last interaction. The hero now level 3 from CU, landing several of those projectiles. Blue
VT
standard
pulling
3
back.
trading.
They have let go of the point. If they don't touch it in 2 seconds, they do get back to it
Blue
beforehand.
standard 3 pushes up. It's leveling up, keeping it in the fight, but choosing to stay
Dangerous
against the Sentry. Look at the Sentry
situation
down to a
to
quarter
be
health.
in. Oh, no.
But it's CU standard that goes down 129-0. CU Robotics. That is going to be tough. I would expect Virginia Tech able to at least get one more kill on that standard before it returns to base. It's up. It's going to have a short
They're
invulnerability
getting in the
period.
way. They're getting in the way right now. Both robots in the way of that blue standard.
Good body blocking from Virginia Tech. The standard from CU able to make it back. The hero now drawing attention, drawing fire, getting chipped down. All right, it's now or never. Char,
now or never.
150 points in the bank for Virginia Tech. Round 1 secured. Round 2 on the line.
One
Colorado
only for that
pushing in. Look at the hero shot.
They get it!
take down the
They take
Sentry.
out the Sentry.
20 points
Can they take
secured.
out the
The central
hero?
buff point taken. Now Rishi in the base. Firing projectiles. Look at the hero low.
Hero's
the
low.
hero
They take
taken
out the
out.
hero.
Double kill for
Can they get
Rishi.
the standard
He's
as well?
on it. He's leveled up. He's level 10. They're fighting. He's getting chunked down. He's about half health, but he's winning the confrontation. Both
He's leaving, he's
standards
leaving. Oh
falling
my gosh,
very
what
low.
an amazing
The hero
play by
for
Rishi.
CU. 19 projectiles in the bank. He's got to win this. They can't afford to die. Hero 1
You have to
for
leave.
CU's
You
got
have
to get out of
leave
there.
CU. Oh my gosh, getting
No,
chased.
he's taking
The
out the hero.
shot.
It's the hero from VT.
Can
That
the
finished it
standard
off
bring this back,
190. Blue standard 3 pushing past the capture point, shoving the robots back. They're not able to get the hero out. The hero from VT standing on business, standing in the
Getting
middle of the field.
destroyed.
Take it
3
out.
points left.
197.
3 points left.
197. CU. CU's defending the point. They are not allowed to leave the point. Literally, if they step out of the capture point, they lose the game. They lose the round.
We are in overtime for Robots, but VT did get
And
it at
it's
some point.
Virginia Tech. The Hokies. The Hokies win it all. 5 years they've waited. 5 years they've worked. They've built bots. They entered 2021 poised to win. The favorites of RMNA. They have competed. They put their hearts, their soul, their time, their sweat, everything into these bots for 5 long years. And Robo Grinder are your 2025 RMNA champions.
Look at these stats, Preston. Incredibly solid stuff going on. But I first want to actually check out the roaming cam. Oh, they're so excited, Preston. I mean, you said it best. The 5th year of RMNA, VT reclaiming the throne as the strongest team in North America at this point in time feels really apt. Feels feels like the scriptwriters really knew what they were doing this time.
Virginia Tech. It was said in 2019. I'll say it again now. The strongest team from North America, Robo Grinder.